Yo, what's up guys? It's Kevin Pak here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for tuning in and saying what's up. And I just want to say, shout out to 4K subscribers.
4,000 subscribers.
Thank you so much guys. This is kind of crazy. I didn't think I'd be able to get here this quickly, but 4,000 subscribers, that's a lot to me, bro. That is a lot of different people, I'll say that. A lot of different people. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, and I'm glad that I'm able to put out content that really actually helps people and people enjoy it as well. So I appreciate y'all for kicking it with me. And if you guys want to help me out further, all you gotta do is like this video and then also subscribe for more content because it's free 99. That's all it takes. I definitely want to be able to reach out to as many people as I can and show people opportunities in entrepreneurship and everything like that. So of course, all that down below, like and subscribe, do all that, okay? Now, what are we talking about in this damn video? Well, from the title, we're gonna be talking about when I knew it was the right time to quit my job and leave it all behind me and pursue my business, which is currently my Amazon business. Because leaving a job or, some kind of stable career that you've been doing for a while is not some easy, decision you just make overnight or anything like that. This is definitely not an overnight decision. It definitely took some time. And I was really thinking like, maybe, I'm gonna continue to do my business, my personal training business or my job while I'm doing Amazon. I thought I was just gonna do that, hang on to it for a little bit. And it was quite the decision to make. If you guys didn't know, I've been a personal trainer, or I was a personal trainer for like 4 to 5 years or something like that. I've been doing it like basically straight out of high school, straight up. I'm 24 right now. I always thought that fitness would be a thing. I thought I was always gonna be personal training, and I always thought that I was gonna, own a gym one day. And really it was interesting to find out like I didn't have to be in just that path. I saw other opportunities that I liked more, that were better than what I originally planned for. And that's really when I allowed myself to be okay with the fact that like, hey, I'm gonna leave this to pursue this. So to give you some more background, I was doing personal training for the last few years, and then I was starting out my Amazon business because I wanted to find another stream of income, and I really wanted to basically find an exit plan, okay? I really wanted to make sure that I had some kind of income that was making me set out of personal training, because I was working like really long hours, and I was working like 12-hour days, and I came to the realization that I couldn't do this for the next 30 years. And you guys, my current subs, you guys already know this. I say this all the time. I literally could not fathom the idea of me being like 50 years old and still personal training. And I was like, this doesn't make sense to do right now, okay? As much fun as I had personal training and doing my job and everything, I knew that long term, I probably shouldn't do this, or it's probably not the route that I want to do. It's fun now, it's good now, but down the road, I gotta really think about this. So that's where I came across Amazon, because I was looking for ways to make passive income. And that's when I came to Amazon. I really liked the business model. So I started working on that business, the Amazon business, while I was personal training. And all of the funds I was making from personal training, I invested into my Amazon business. And I worked on both of them at the same time. So I'd work my 12-hour days personal training, and then I would work on my Amazon business overnight, basically. And that's the gist of what I was doing. And so it came to a point where I was making a lot of money from my Amazon business, and I saw the potential of how much it can grow. And I knew that, you know what, I have an opportunity to actually leave my current personal training job, which was, for the most part, kind of stable, just because I've been in the industry for a long time, so I kind of know what to expect. So I always knew that I wanted to leave my job, my personal training job and everything, but I just didn't know when was the right time to execute. And this is the whole purpose of this video, is when did I know it was the right time to do it? Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys my sales on Amazon so you guys know kind of like where my mindset was at the time. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys the last 12 months, right? And in the last 12 months, I've done over $370,000, right? Okay, so this is basically where I was still building. And you see this huge spike right here at $100,000 in December. So I made $100,000 in that month of December, right? But it was around like the October time and November time is where I started to contemplate like, okay, should I be leaving my job? And so I was conflicted. I was like, okay, I know December's coming, but I don't know how well I'm gonna do in December. Maybe I should just kind of tone down my personal training and not just quit cold turkey. I think I should just kind of like still work on it a little bit, but maybe not put as many hours going into 2020. And so that's what I was kind of thinking about doing. But it got to the point where I was like, okay, when I saw how well December did. So in November, I did like $40,000 or $50,000. And I was like, okay, this is pretty damn good. But I don't know how long it's gonna last. I don't know like how fast I can grow. And then when I did $100,000 in December, that's when I was like, okay, so this is definitely something where I can grow, scale, and if I put more time into it, it could be a really, really big thing. So really when December came through and I made all of this money, it got to a point where obviously like I made like way more than I did in my personal training job, and I did it in a single month. I think I did like what I made in my personal training job in a single year, and I did it in a single month in December as profit. You know, whatever I profited in December, that was like basically in 1 month that I made, that was equivalent to what I made in 1 year of personal training. And I was like, wow, holy shit. So I didn't quit my job and then, you know, work on the Amazon business until it got to that point. I made sure that I got to that point first, that I was making a lot of money first, and then I quit my personal training job. You know, a lot of people get messed up and they're like, oh yeah, let me pursue this career, this new business model. I'm just gonna quit my job now and just go straight for it. I really don't recommend you do that. Like, I'm a risk taker, but you wanna take very calculated, logical risks, okay? You can't just jump into the fire, all right? You gotta prepare yourself a little bit, okay? So I didn't quit my job until I was making enough money, way more money than I did for my personal training job. And then that I had an exit strategy as well, okay? So I already had enough money. So I looked at my account, I was like, okay, I have plenty of money and I have enough money to at least try this for 6 more months and to see if it'll sustain itself. And it did. Like, after I quit my job and I put more focus onto my Amazon business, plus working on other projects like my Amazon course and things like that, my income grew significantly. I really knew that if I put more time and focus into this, that it could be something, that it would definitely be worth the time I'm putting in versus the time that I spent at personal training. You know, looking at things at an hourly basis, how much I made per hour on Amazon versus how much per hour I made on personal training, it really made sense. Like, obviously, you know, if I'm making essentially like freaking $300 an hour on Amazon versus $50 an hour on personal training, I'm gonna put more hours into this. So it made sense. It logically made more sense. And I knew that I could take this risk and it was calculated enough for me to do it. So I quit my personal training job in December, and that's when I really didn't even look back. I was like, this is the decision I'm gonna make. And ever since I made that decision, I've been a lot happier with where I'm at. And financially, I'm a lot more stable. I'm more at peace with everything. And I feel like I made the best decision and I haven't looked back at it. That fine point of making that decision to quit my job was looking at those opportunity costs and making sure that my risk was calculated. So if you are ever in a position where you're like, okay, I don't know, should I quit my job to pursue my business? Is that the right thing to do? You gotta make sure you ask yourself a few things, okay? So this is what I recommend, okay? Check your profits. Make sure that your business is actually making more money than what your current job is, okay? If it's not, then, you know, you might wanna consider just waiting a little bit longer. And number 2, look at your opportunity cost. The time that you're putting into your job versus the time that you're putting into your business, like, what is gonna be the outcome of it? If you put more time in your job, what's gonna happen? And versus if you put more time into your business, what's gonna happen? Is it gonna grow exponentially, or is it gonna just kind of stay the same? Is there scalability in it? And the last thing I would say is your level of commitment. Are you really ready to go out there on your own and really put everything you got into your business and make sure that it survives? Because otherwise, if you don't, you're gonna end up going back to your job. And those are kind of some factors that I really took into consider when I was deciding on leaving my job. And it just, at that point, it just logically made sense. And I knew that I also had a full belief in myself and what I was capable of doing. And so far, so good. I mean, well, I'm still here, still got my apartment, still working for myself. So we're good here. So that's how I decided to quit my job to pursue my business full time. And again, it was the best decision. And there wasn't always days like this where I felt this confident in my business, because before it, There were some days, man, like I just didn't know if this was gonna really work out. Like I did not know. Like I didn't know if I had it in me, and I just think that was a normal experience to go through. So if you're going through that as well, just remember, I think it's all part of the process. You're not alone in what you're going through. But you really have to believe in yourself, and you really have to push through and figure things out with whatever your business is. So that's what I recommend, guys. I mean, I think that being your own boss and making your own type of money is probably one of the most valuable things you can do, and the most free thing you can do as well, okay? So I hope you guys are motivated and inspired by this story, and I hope this gives you a little bit more clarity, making sure that you actually take some calculated risks and that you think about this logically, okay? I don't wanna hear no comments saying, Kevin, I just quit my job because you told me to. No, I'm not saying that. Please, good God, no, please. Make sure it makes sense, all right? Make sure your business is making plenty of money first before you do that and you have an exit plan. So do that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch you guys in the next one. As always, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Go make that money. God bless. Peace.